What's up, YouTube? Poor Man Podcast back with another video. Today's video is going to be husband confronts wife about cheating. Before I get into the video though, gotta do the YouTube stuff. The goal is 75 or 80,000 subscribers by September. It's a crazy goal, it's a big goal, but it's my goal. I don't know the way I'm gonna get to my goal is if you give me the HBO special. Do you know what the HBO special is? That's the Help a Brother Out special. Alright, so go on and help a brother out. Hit the like and the subscribe button for more content. I'm gonna give y'all a second to do that. Alright, now let's get to the video. Husband confronts wife about cheating. Let's see what he gotta say.
Well, why does he think he's with you?
I have no idea. I'm pretty sure he's confused. Are you videotaping me?
Thinking about it.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm not changing my story about that.
Okay, well, okay. What I want to know is when did you become the type of person that would do that?
I answered you.
You became, when you're saying when you fell in love with me, that's when you decided to be the type of person that would lie to me.
It wasn't conscious. It was a...
Okay, but let's be very clear. You lied to me utilizing your daughter as an excuse.
I have already admitted to all of that.
Repeatedly. Well, I just want to...
I know, and I've admitted to it, and you keep saying it.
And then when you got caught lying, using your daughter as an excuse over and over again,
yes,
you got caught.
Yes.
You then decided to go fuck somebody else to pay me back for catching you in a lie.
I don't think that I could go into the whole... No.
Well, I caught you lying. You got mad.
I did.
Okay, and then and when you got mad, you went and fucked somebody else.
I was mad at me.
Okay, but you went and fucked somebody else.
I did.
Because you got caught lying.
Yes.
And now this person is now...
So I was mad at me.
Now this person is now texting you saying that he was with you actually all night.
He was not.
Okay, but so he's lying.
He is lying.
Okay.
He is lying. That's a big fat fucking lie.
He's saying last Friday night. What does Katy Perry voice mean?
I have no idea.
And then they do her cosplay.
I don't know what he's talking about.
So he's lying.
I think he was with somebody else before he got to me. That's what I think.
Okay. Well, he thinks he had sex with you all night.
He didn't.
Did you blow him near the couch?
Yes.
Okay. Well, he talked
right when he walked in the door.
Okay. So wait, right when you walked in, he went out sucking his dick.
Yes.
Okay. Well, he references that.
That's crazy.
So he knows it's you.
Yeah. Okay.
He's talking about being with you all night.
He wasn't.
Okay.
We didn't leave the restaurant until 10:30. You just heard that.
Okay. Well,
there was nothing to preface that.
But she didn't say that you weren't with him as well.
Call her back. She probably won't take the call since you hung up on her. But go ahead and call her back.
Okay. Now, do you feel bad at all that you did what you did?
Oh my God. Yes, I do.
What do you feel bad about?
I feel bad that, well, for 100 different things I feel bad. Starting backwards, or starting at the end and working backwards, I felt absolutely terrible that I cheated on you.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you feel bad that you lied to me?
Well, I was getting there. I told you I was working from the end and going backwards.
Okay.
The worst thing that I've ever done is hurt you.
Okay, so so tell me more about the logic of you fucking getting caught lying, and then you go suck some other guy's dick because I caught you lying. How does that work?
I was an absolute whore and deserved to be treated like one. It was self-mutilation.
Man,
I don't know how to behave like this.
So you're saying that you wanted to self-mutilate? So if you wanted to self-mutilate, but wouldn't self-mutilate actually be like you cut yourself, or you do damage yourself? You wouldn't suck. You just went and did something pleasurable.
All I did was... He
says he fucked you for 6 hours.
He didn't.
Okay.
That's a lie.
Okay, well, but you don't remember anything.
I know what time I got home.
Did you have safe sex?
Yes.
Oh, you did? He doesn't think you did.
I don't care.
Okay, so he's wrong about that. So, but go back.
this is crazy because I was just having this conversation with a friend of mine maybe about a month and a half ago, and I was talking about, or we were talking about, immaturity in adults and why it's almost praised, but exclusively when women exhibit emotional immaturity as adults. When you, okay, so I'll break it down like this. When there's a guy, right, there's an archetype of guy that we see as a unmotivated, not willing to take risks guy, and society mocks and makes fun of this guy all the time. You make fun of him in television. We make fun of him in TV shows, commercials, movies, you name it. Right? We know who this guy is. He's the 30, 45-year-old guy that has nothing going for himself. He just sits in the basement, eats Doritos, and he wants to do that for the next 40 years until he passes away. He just cares about his mother's casserole and playing video games and eating Doritos. That's all he cares about. Society pushes that guy to the side. And since men are expected to be financially independent, no man wants to be him, no woman wants to be with him. Right? Probably because women are selective with who they choose to... They're more selective with who they choose to sleep with, because they had to be, historically speaking. Obviously, with the implement, or with birth control being out now, it's a totally different story. But historically speaking, women have had to be more selective than men. So that guy is pushed aside. He isn't willing to take financial risks. He doesn't want to go anywhere. He's unmotivated, whatever it may be. But women, on the other hand, because they're expected to be dependent financially, since youth is praised amongst women, sometimes women are allowed to be emotionally immature. Like in this case in particular, this woman, her logic is, and sometimes that emotional immaturity turns into narcissism, because in this situation, her logic is, you hurt me because you caught me in a lie, so now I want to hurt you. Instead of her sitting back and reflecting on how she got caught or why she should change because what her behavior was out of line, she decides to make him feel bad for calling her out on her BS. And so many times do I see in modern day women praising these just not great traits. Women saying, I'm toxic emotionally. Women saying, this is my toxic behavior and this is him dealing with it. How many memes have you seen praising emotional immaturity in adults? But people don't understand, especially for women, that emotional immaturity can turn so quickly into narcissism. So guys have to be careful, especially since men are naturally more likely to take on responsibility. That's just what we do. We're more natural. We're naturally more willing to coach. We're naturally more willing to do certain things that allows for women who are emotionally immature to creep into your life and completely destroy it if you let them. It's just something really interesting that the male archetype of an emotionally unstable or just immature man, just an immature man, that archetype of guy is rejected by society, while the archetype of a emotionally immature woman is just pushed into the dating market. Even when parents know about this, they just go, she's tough to handle, she's sassy, or whatever it may be. No, she's emotionally immature. She's just an immature human being. So these women will go out and have kids, like, because guys just don't see the signs sometimes. They'll go and have children and still just be immature. They just don't get, and I see it all the time. It'll be grown adults with children that are just immature and shouldn't even be in that position because they don't know how to handle their own problems. But let's continue the video.
So you got caught lying. You got mad at me. You blocked me from GPS. And you blocked me from talking to you, which is punishment for me catching you in a lie, right? I get it.
Blown at my phone. Okay. I'm still sitting at dinner.
Okay.
So
that's when the GPS went off.
Okay. So that was
didn't have anything to do with Reggie.
Okay. But so what you're saying is when that happened, then your reaction to that is to go suck dick and fuck some guy for how long. Because I caught you in a lie. And you're calling that self-mutilation?
I am. Because all it did was further destroy my psyche. But
what you did was you went and did something pleasurable. Right? So self-mutilation would actually be cutting yourself.
No. You can do it psychologically.
Okay. So really, how do you determine that?
What do you mean?
Well, how do you know that? Are you a psychiatrist, psychologist? Where do you get that expertise to know that?
Well, because I know what it made me feel like. And I know what my motivation was going into it.
What was your motivation going into it?
I feel like crap. I might as well act like the whore that everybody thinks I am. That's exactly what that was. It wasn't here to go fuck Steve. That wasn't what that was.
So when you feel like crap, you go fuck somebody.
It is not a practice.
Have you done it before?
No.
Okay, so it's the first time ever.
Yes.
For the first time ever in your whole life, you get caught lying, which included using your kid as a weapon over and over and over again, right? And then you use your feelings and emotions for me against me in that, trying to convince me that you aren't lying when you are lying, and by saying, oh, I love you, but you're lying the whole time. And then when you get caught, what you do is you ask a guy to come over and fuck you. And then then you decide to follow up with lying about that. And you lied over. I mean, how many would you say you lied, like 50, 100 times?
Man, it's over with.
And so this other guy on here that's saying that you had times to me. You don't have any remember of that, so no memory there.
Nope, didn't happen.
Okay.
Can I ask when?
I did.
And?
I get an answer. So when did you start? You're telling me that you were an honest person your whole life up to this point. Okay.
Can I ask when?
I did.
And?
I get an answer. So when did you start? You're telling me that you were an honest person your whole life up to this point. I mean, I would say in the last week you probably, and granted some of them are repetition, but the same topic, you probably lied to me 150, 200 times. Would you say that's fair?
I don't know, I guess. I've been keeping track. Sure you have.
Oh, you sure I have? Is that a shot at me?
No.
Oh, then why would you say, well, you really think I'm keeping a tally of how many times you lie to me? Do you think I'm keeping a record sheet? Is that what you're saying?
I think that you're literally keeping a record sheet, but I think that every time it happens, it sticks in your head.
Mm-hmm. So why should I think you're going to be honest moving forward?
You shouldn't.
This is really what my videos are about. They are, and I admit this all the time, they are exaggerated versions of things you see every day. And we see this every day. This is the woman that when you, and just look at it, this may be an exaggerated example, of course, but look at it like this. This is the time when you had that argument with your girlfriend and you called her out on something that was just BS, and she got mad at you for calling her out, and then it ended up in you apologizing or her being so upset that she expects you to apologize. Basically saying that her emotions are more important than the fact that she got caught doing some stuff she didn't have no business doing. It's narcissism. That's what it is. It's her seeing herself as so much more important than you. That's what it is. And I see this happening all the time. Guys going, hey, I don't want you talking to this guy. You got history with them. I don't think he's your friend. This and that. Oh, I don't want to be with no jealous man. I don't want to be with a man that's insecure. Oh my goodness. How many times do you hear that? I don't want to be with a man that's insecure. A man is insecure if he doesn't allow you to go on Instagram and get butt naked. That's an immature. That's a insecure man. A man is insecure if he doesn't want you to go talk to the man you slept with 2 years ago and had a 3-year relationship, whatever it may be. It's just because he's insecure, right? That's the one that they throw out all the time. I'm not insecure. You're not insecure just because you want security in your relationship. Just because you understand that people are people and things happen. And nobody is exempt from this. What people try to do is they try to make it seem as though they could never make the mistake. And that's always very dangerous in a relationship or a marriage. Always understand that anything can happen at any time because people are people and people are unpredictable. You can only do so much with what you're doing, and you can only control so much. If somebody wants to do something, which in this case, she wanted to cheat. She wanted to cheat, and she just had a reason emotionally for why she could justify it. She thought in her head that it'd be a better way to justify it, saying, oh, I did it because you did this. How many times do you hear the housewife goes out and cheats because the man isn't there emotionally, or he doesn't spend enough time with her because he's at work for 10 hours a day trying to provide a house and home for his wife and children? But he's bad because he wasn't there for her emotionally. It's a crazy world out here, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, it's a lot of people that will try to pull that card on you because they see themselves as more important than you. They see their own emotional well-being as more important than yours. They get caught in a lie, and instead of confronting the fact, or instead of being accountable for the fact that they were lying and that they should do better and they will do better, they go off and get mad at you for catching them in the lie. Of course, this is an exaggerated situation where she went out and cheated. But how many times do you see the situation where they go off and start texting some other guy? They go off and they get upset and expect you to apologize. And I'm not saying it's all women, by the way. I'm not saying it's all women. These are emotionally immature women. But they are out there because they're pushed into the dating market, like I said earlier, and there's no way to know, really, until you deal with the situation and you find out for yourself. Let's keep going.
Does your daughter know that you use her as a weapon? It's a legitimate question. It's a legitimate. You've done it more than once.
See, now the tables have turned.
Does she?
Just a quick look, but now the tables have turned. Now it appears that it seems like he feels so hurt that he wants her to feel emotionally hurt because she has shown not as much emotion as probably as he would like as they're having the conversation. Now he's kind of hitting her where he know it hurts. He's kind of hitting below the belt a little bit now to try to dig out some emotion, because obviously he's in a spot where he feels horrible, right? So he wants her to feel bad too. But let's continue the video.
No. Does she know?
No! Stop asking me, please. Stop.
So you've been an honest person your whole life up until like the last 2 months. In the last 2 months, you just turned into a pathological liar. And you're blocking all these guys on your phone, and these guys are all talking about sticking their balls in your mouth, and you're having all these sexting conversations, or you're not having them.
Not having
they just think that you are.
I can't even explain Michael to you. I was going to introduce you to him very early on when we first started.
All right, I don't care about that.
Stop it, because
I don't care.
Well, it matters.
No, it doesn't matter.
It does matter.
No, to you, because you think that matters for me to hear. I don't hear, but you are in fact having people send you messages where they're talking about putting your balls in your mouth and coming over your chest, and these are guys that you're fucking talking to on a regular basis, and you're dating me.
One guy.
Okay, well, there's a lot of guys on here that say they're talking to you.
No, they're not.
And there's one guy in here talking about fucking you. So you got a guy in here talking about shooting his load on your chest, sticking his balls in your mouth. So that's one guy. Another guy says he has plans with you. And then you got another guy who says he fucked you a week ago. I mean, and those are just the guys that answered.
He did fuck me a week ago.
Oh, I know. He did fuck you a week ago. And so you got this. So you got one guy talking about sticking his balls in your mouth and shooting his all over your face. That's one guy. And then there's this other guy saying, well, we got to get together and keep our plans because you've had plans that just haven't met. And then you got this other guy who did fuck you a week ago. I mean, but yet you're dating me and you love me. And you're trying to persuade me that that's true. But yet, you're fucking having all these fucking conversations or acts with other guys. That's who you are. That is who you are. Right? I mean, is this guy fucking messaging you talking about shooting his load on your face? Yeah. Putting his balls in your mouth? Yeah. Does he know exactly what you like? Yeah. He wants you say can be, who cares what it would mean? He happens to know you like your nuts being pinched. He knows that you like being spanked. Right? He knows that you like fucking balls in your mouth. He knows all these things because you told him. And you're conversing with this guy, who knows how often. Per you have to block him because he blows up all the time, but you just happened to block him yesterday when you met me. But that's you. That's who you're dealing with. And then you have the audacity, when I openly tell you about friends that I have that are female that I occasionally talk to. Some I won't even call friends, I don't like. Until they felt bad because they're in miserable shape. But I occasionally talk to them, and I'm totally honest with you about them, and I let you see every message. You bust my balls when you're doing this shit.
Narcissism 101.
And you bust my balls left and right about them.
Narcissism
when you're doing
101
this
right
shit.
there.
That's you. But you just became that person.
Never cared enough.
Well, you never cared enough before, so you did it and you just didn't care. Well, wait. Well, caring and not caring, two different things. I mean, you could have been married, which you were, and not cared. So that, in theory, what you're saying is that you would have done a lot more then because you didn't care. You're saying with me you care, right? And if you care, then you would think this kind of conduct would be curtailed. So when you don't care, it's going to increase. Oh, so it didn't increase when you didn't care.
It didn't. And
wait, so
I
what?
contend,
Okay. Well, I want to understand that. Okay,
well, I'm going to try to explain it to you.
but I don't want to ramble. I just want a very direct answer. So you're telling me that when you don't care, you cheat less. So if you care less about a guy, like you contend that you didn't care about your husband too much, or it wasn't that much, you weren't that close. You've said that, right? Okay. So you had a limited relationship with him, didn't feel like about him the way you do about me, right? Okay. But you didn't cheat. So, but you have this elevated, I think you said first time you've ever loved anybody, but it's also the first time you've ever sucked and cheated and then lied emphatically about it and utilized your daughter as a shield multiple times in doing so. So when you care about somebody, then you f them over. That's what you're telling me.
Yes.
Okay. That's who you are. So
There's a motivation behind it, or not a motivation, but a...
So when you care about somebody, that's when you f them over.
What I'm telling you is that I've never cared about anybody before.
Okay, but you never cheated before either.
I don't know how to do this, and it scares the hell out of me.
Okay, but...
And I think that this was... I'm going to finish my thought.
Well, but
I'm going to finish my thought.
Well, but okay, oh, really?
Yeah,
are you...
I'm gonna finish it.
Oh, really? So you're really upset, are you? You're traumatized by sucking...
Like, you're
Yes.
not getting
Oh,
away.
yeah, I see.
You're not
Yeah, I can
squirming
see
out
tell.
of this.
So when you didn't care about somebody, you never cheated in your whole life?
Nope.
Okay. So only time you cared, and you say, you told me I'm the only person you ever loved, that's when you cheated.
Yes.
Okay.
Man, guys, that's the end of the video. Be careful going out into the world. Be careful, because these people are all over the place. All right, these people exist all over the place. And if it's too good to be, my dad always told me, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. All right, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. You look on Instagram, you see these models, you see these women, they look so good, but ain't none of them married. Every now and then you'll get a dude that's new money. He'll come into the game. He thinks, oh, I'm going to get this girl. She been with 5 rappers. She's been with 5 NBA players, and ain't none of them wifed her up, but she's going to be special to me. They go and they stay with these women. They entertain these women for months at a time, and then it ends the same way, because there are underlying problems in being a pretty face and having a big waist and big hips and whatever, big thighs. You know what I'm saying. All right. There's more to being in a relationship than those things. From what it sounds like, she was in a marriage before. She claimed to have been faithful the whole time. Meets a new guy after she gets a divorce. Gets married to this new guy that's behind the camera now. Claiming to be something that she was never, and that's a faithful person. I guarantee you there's a pattern of this behavior. And it always manifests later. It always comes back. And that's why men care about body count. This is why men care about how many men you've been with. This is why men care if you claim that you're sexually liberated or whatever it may be. Because that behavior, that type of person always manifests. All right, it always does. And it might be me, and this is going to be another topic here, but this might just be a me thing. This might just because I'm biased. It might because, but to me, it's just different. A man cheating and a woman cheating are two entirely different things. Now, do I think either of them are good? No. If you're a man and you cheat on your woman, expect for it to be a very cold house. All right? But maybe it's just because it's me. When I think of a dude just violating, just all the stuff that he talking about, just I can't get into it because I'm, demonetization, right? So I ain't gonna get into it. But just all the very particular things that I have to think about, me personally wouldn't be able to forget that. I guess other people do. People cheat on them. Men get cheated on by their wives and they go and they can forget about it. Maybe I lack the character. Maybe I'm just unforgiving. Maybe I don't know what it may be. But for me personally, just thinking that my wife allowed another man to go inside of her and do all these ridiculous things, and just me having to envision that every day, I just probably wouldn't be able to forget it, me personally. But that might just be my personality type. It might be a personality flaw. I don't know. But that's just me. That plus I see a difference between when men cheat and when women cheat. When women cheat is because they don't care about you. Women will cheat on you with the guy that's better than you, a guy that's worse than you, but if they do it, they've lost all respect for you and they do not care about you at the end of the day. Now, a man, on the other hand, a man could cheat with a woman, come home, and still die for the woman he cheated on. That's why it's a difference. A man can go with no attachment, and even if it's some attachment, go and cheat on his girlfriend or wife or whoever it may be, and I'm not saying it's a good thing, but it definitely does happen, and I'm just saying the differences of when it does happen. A man can go and cheat and still protect the woman he cheated on with his life. A woman, once she cheats on a man, that respect is gone. Gone. It's out of the window. That plus I believe when women cheat is more calculated, but that's just me. Obviously, I might be a biased dude. It is what it is. But that's the ultimate difference that I see when I talk about men cheating versus women cheating. Men are still willing to protect that woman, provide for that woman, and ultimately, if necessary, if need be, die for that woman. While a woman, if she cheats, she's lost all respect for you. She's done it because she doesn't respect you anymore. But that's all I got to say for the video. Till next time.